Okay, so we're doing a 2018 NFL Draft Lottery. We're giving the Niners the first pick because you look at the Browns and Bears getting quarterbacks in my 2017 mock in the first round. The Niners do not get one, so giving them Josh Rosen just solves that issue immediately. No, we're not using it. We need to rotate it, AFC, NFC, or whatever. The Miami Dolphins picking second. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. The Dolphins pick second behind the Niners. That's a good team to pick second. That balance, that's intriguing. If the Dolphins pick second overall in 2018, it means Adam Gase is out. Ryan Tannehill's probably out as well. Or if Tannehill's not out, they're just going to try to figure out a way to upgrade. The Jacksonville Jaguars picking third overall. I expect the Jaguars to be a competitive playoff team by 2018, but let's say they make the playoffs this year, and then they just completely fall back in a year from now. Then they would pick third in that situation. But hey, this lottery's up to Chance, and Chance says the Jaguars pick third. The Buffalo Bills will not pick fourth overall. That is not going to happen. We're going to try to get an NFC team now. So the Dallas Cowboys pick fourth. Okay. Let's try whoever. The Philadelphia Eagles pick at 5. So, yeah, the Eagles would pick at 5. They traded a 2017 second, I believe. The Rams traded a 2017 first. The Eagles traded a 2017 first, but the Eagles traded a 2018 second. I think both teams gave up 2018 seconds, but the Eagles would pick at number 5. Cardinals at 6 is too unrealistic. We need another AFC team. And I'm just going to leave it to chance until we get that AFC team. The Rams could pick at 7, but we're just going to keep drawing teams until we get an AFC team, because balance is key here. We're getting too many NFC teams. It's like all the AFC teams. Ooh, the Pittsburgh Steelers picking at number 6. Okay, oh, how the mighty have fallen. I don't see the Steelers picking at number 6, but you know what? Where's the damn Browns helmet? The Browns, there's no way the Steelers will be drafting before the Browns, so we're just going to put the Browns where the Steelers are at and put the Steelers at 7. Damn it, I got the Bengals. The Bengals are not going to be terrible. I don't think the Steelers are going to win the division, but at the same time, wherever the Browns are, we're going to put them where we drew the Steelers, just to make this. And the Steelers could still pick 7, but they're not going to be as shitty as the Browns. We have to be realistic with this. So we've got San Francisco at 1, Miami at 2, Jacksonville at 3, Dallas at 4, Philadelphia at 5, Cleveland at 6, and Pittsburgh at 7. That's our top 10 right now. Number 8, the Carolina Panthers. I don't know. I mean, that's a really intriguing division. And, you know, Carolina lost Josh Norman. They lost some guys. So if they don't fix that in 2017 and they go with a receiver like Juju Schuster, they could pick in the top 10. We've seen stranger things happen. I know it's crazy, but this draft order, the Ravens at 9. Well, the Ravens pick at 9, which I'm not saying isn't possible. It's just to give 3 teams from the same division a top 10 pick is just borderline insane. I mean, I think we saw it this year. Yeah, we saw it this year with the Giants, the Eagles, and the Cowboys. But the Eagles actually picked they picked at 13, and they had to move into the top 10. So, and the yeah, it's like, okay, I'm running out of place to place these helmets. It's really pissing me off. So, 4 Eagles. Eagles were picking ahead of the Browns, but the Browns have just been so bad for so long. It's like, San Diego Chargers at 9. I like that. We don't have any AFC West teams on the board yet, so The Chargers at 9 makes sense. What divisions? We've got a team from each of the AFC divisions, 2 from the AFC North, and we've got 0 teams from the NFC North. We've got the 49ers NFC West, Eagles NFC East, and Panthers NFC South. We need an NFC North team to pick at number 9. Wait, yeah. Because the Browns are picking at 6, so we need to draw an NFC North team. So we're just going to keep drawing until we get to the NFC North team. The Seahawks, the Lions. Okay, the Lions pick at 10. That's our top 10. So we've got our top 10 is set. And now we're going to do 11 through 20. And we're going to try to make sure it adds up. So if you guys want to notice, here we got our top 10. This is the top 10 order. San Francisco is 1, Miami 2, Jacksonville 3, Dallas 4, Philadelphia 5, and then Cleveland 6, Pittsburgh 7, Carolina 8, San Diego 9, and Detroit number 10. That's the lottery so far. Now I'm going to get my other book for a code and place the other 10 helmets of teams that missed the playoffs on this JavaScript book, my other book. So, yeah. This book. I'm going to place the teams that are picking 11 through 20 on this book. So, yeah, Tim Duckett's got some good books with code and stuff. There's a lot of other fun stuff you can check out. But we'll have the 11 through 20 teams. Seattle ends up picking here at 11. I honestly don't know how the hell the Seahawks are picking at 11. Because the Rams do have a formidable defense. But at the same time, it's like they still have a few holes. Seattle has a pretty complete defense. Should we just put the Rams at 11? Or no, that's what we did in our 2017 mock. We will put the Seattle Seahawks at 11. But we're going to try to squeeze the Rams into this top 15. The Oakland Raiders at number 12. They might be the Las Vegas Raiders pretty soon. So the Denver Broncos at 13. Well, I guess we know who wins that division. Washington picks at 14. Again, okay, I have them picking there in my 2017 mock, which means the Giants would win the division. Okay, so all right, fuck it. The Chiefs cannot pick at 15. That's not mathematically possible. The Los Angeles Rams pick at 12. We're going to swap the Rams and the Seahawks. Might be shadow government, or we'll put Seattle at 16 because it's just Seattle picking in the top 16 is just so unrealistic. It's downright insane. Or we'll put Seattle at 20 because if at the same time it's like they're not going to miss the playoffs. Washington, we're going to put them at 19 because we want to make this look as realistic as possible. Oakland will pick 12. Okay. Arizona, we already have all the damn NFC West helmets out. We'll save them for last. Tampa Bay picking at 13 is another realistic scenario. Number 14, the Denver Broncos. Now, Denver, we've already got San Diego at 9 and Oakland at 12. Denver would move up to 18 in this scenario. The Chicago Bears would be the second NFC team to pick, and they would pick at 14. We're going to draw the Vikings. Super Bowl host never makes the playoffs, so the Vikings will pick at 15, and we need to make sure how many NFC teams we've got. San Francisco, Dallas, Philadelphia, that's 3. Carolina is 4. Detroit is 5. The LA is 6. Tampa Bay is 7. Chicago is 8. Minnesota is 9. Seattle is 10 and Washington is 11. So we have to put one of these teams back. We can only have 10 teams miss the playoffs, and we're putting Seattle back. because they're a playoff team. Washington moves up to number 20. Denver moves up to 19. The Baltimore Ravens pick at 16. Wait, does that... Yeah, but we'll have them pick at, like, 17, just because that's realistic. I know what we're doing is corrupt, I mean... But we're trying to make the picks look as realistic as possible. The New Orleans Saints picking at 16. I can live with that. So, wait. We have to have all AFC teams at this point because we've already got 10 NFC teams. So the Tennessee Titans pick at 16. Okay. So that means the Jaguars and Titans are out of it. And we need an AFC team here. We can't have... The Indianapolis Colts pick at 18 once again. That's too ironic. So, let's take a look at our playoff teams here. We've got... I don't know, the Colts... I feel like the Colts with Andrew Luck, if he gets his contract and they put something together, they make the playoffs this year, they could have a down year, assuming the defense has a hangover. So yeah, we'll have them picking at 19, just because it's like, they picked at 18 in the 2016 NFL draft. So giving them an exact spot seems foolish, and putting Denver at 18, it's like we're creating all this controversy. So here's the 11 through 20 board. We've got the Rams, the Raiders, the Buccaneers at 13, Bears at 14, Vikings at 15, and then the Titans, Ravens, Broncos, Colts, and Redskins rounding out the top 20. Alright, so now we're going to get to the playoff teams and what teams are left. Let's take a look at this. So, the Bengals won the AFC North by this logic. The Texans won the AFC South. I guess we have three, I guess the Jets and Bills both got wild cards in this scenario, and the AFC West was decided when the Kansas City Chiefs won the division. So, that is our outcome. Unfortunately, we've got three AFC West teams, three AFC East teams, Patriots, Jets, and Bills in the wild card game. And then the NFC, we've got the NFC North, we have Green Bay winning that. The NFC South, we have Carolina. We've got Carolina out. We've got Tampa Bay out. So we got Atlanta and New Orleans in the NFC South. The NFC East, I believe the Giants won that division outright. Redskins, Cowboys, Eagles all out of it. And then the NFC South, we've got the Cardinals and the Seahawks. And the Seahawks would be a wild card since we already drew them. And, yeah, so let's get started. First team out, Houston Texans. That means the Jets or Bills have advanced to the divisional round. The next team out is the New York Giants, meaning they won the division and they lost to Seattle in a wild card game. Next team out is the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, so the Falcons were a 6 seed. They made it to the wild card game, and they lost to a 3-seeded team. So, I don't know who's left. Maybe they didn't lose to Seattle, but they lost to either Arizona, New Orleans, or Green Bay. Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks. And Seattle played New Orleans, or I think Arizona and Green Bay would have the top 2 seeds in that scenario, but Seattle would likely be the first team out in the next round. We need to have another AFC team eliminated here, and it's got to be someone... apparently we drew the Patriots. I don't know if they'd lose the wild card game. We'll have them lose in the divisional round, though, because I don't want to look like a cheater. So we'll have the Jets go down in the wild card round, but we're also going to have the Bills beating the Texans, and then the Bills will end up beating the Patriots since we did draw them. We're not going to be corrupt about this. So Patriots would pick here, the Seahawks would pick there, and we'd have the Bills beating the Texans and the Patriots to get to the AFC title by this logic. I know, it sounds insane. I know Bills fans are loving this right now, but we've got two more NFC teams. Cincinnati Bengals, they would face a team like the Kansas City Chiefs or something, and they'd lose. So basically, Dalton finally gets his first playoff win against the New York Jets in Cincinnati, but he loses to the Chiefs on the road in Kansas City. And the Bengals pick here. And then finally, we have our next NFC team, the 3 seed that knocked off the Falcons. Who is it? The Green Bay Packers. So we've got 4 teams left, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Saints, and the Cardinals. Who's going to Minnesota for Super Bowl 52? You know what? We're just going to put the Saints out of it because there's absolutely no way they will make it to Super Bowl 52 in Minnesota. So what the hell happened to the Bills helmet? There's no Bills helmet in this bag. And I know I'm probably... Okay, so the Bills helmet slipped out. So because the Bills helmet slipped out of the bag, they lose the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. So we have 2 helmets left, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Arizona Cardinals. And they're playing in Minnesota for Super Bowl 52. And let's find out who's going to pick 31st. Arizona Cardinals. Fitzgerald loses in his hometown of Minnesota, so the Kansas City Chiefs win Super Bowl 32. And I'm going to type that up through a rough draft of that using this NFL draft order. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. We've got the Niners, Dolphins, Niners at 1, Dolphins at 2, Jaguars at 3, Cowboys at 4, Eagles at 5, Browns at 6, Steelers at 7, Panthers at 8, Chargers at 9, Lions at 10. And then for 11 through 20, we've got the Rams at 11, Raiders at 12, Buccaneers at 13, Bears at 14, Vikings at 15. And then we've got the Titans, the Ravens, the Broncos, the Colts, and Redskins rounding out the top 20. And then the wild card losers, we've got the Falcons, Texans, Giants, and Jets. And if there's 3 wild card teams duking it out, we can have, like, I don't know, we can have, yeah, because Pittsburgh picked 6 and 7, so Cincinnati would pick their, Denver would probably, Kansas City would win the Super Bowl in that scenario as a 2 seed, but I don't know, it's like, the Patriots would be a 2 seed, the Patriots would be a 1 seed, they'd lose to the Bills, Packers would be a 1 seed, they would lose, and we'll put the Patriots back at 28, and then the Saints and Bills would lose the conference championship games, and a Cardinals-Chiefs Super Bowl in Minnesota is very realistic, and I know Larry Fitzgerald losing the Super Bowl in his home state of Minnesota would be so brutal, but that's the way our lottery ended, and yep, that's pretty much it. I'll upload this to YouTube, and I'll make sure to write down the draft order on a rough draft in Pages or Microsoft Word or something later. Thanks for watching.